Facilitation and effective meetings. Facilitation is the art of leading people through processes aiming to reach specific objectives. You encourage participation, collaboration, fair share of voice, and navigate from problems to solutions. So if we think about it, it's the act of creating dialogues between different stakeholders, and that is great because it boosts your value in the team and in the organization. And do you ask me, can it be done remotely? Sure. Remote facilitation is making it easier for people to do their work without being in the same room. Good news, you can get better at it at every meeting and every facilitation that you run. Observe how you facilitate and how people respond, so you can keep learning and keep evolving in your approach on how to facilitate. So when we think about meetings, they should be seen as a strategic resource. So you need to take the most out of them. The first thing is for you to reflect, do I really need this meeting? What is an effective meeting? It has a clear objective and an outcome. Everybody has its space to talk freely. Discussions are focused on the objectives of the meeting. People feel engaged and the meeting is as short as possible. And it produces a concrete outcome with clear next steps. So when you think about setting a meeting, you should look at the objectives and the desired outcomes first. It makes clear why you are meeting and what is the intent to finish with. Think about the agenda and the input. Try to plan it as short as possible since people have a short attention span. Here we have an example of an agenda. You start 5 minutes before joining Zoom and Mural to make sure that everyone has the tools. Then you go through a check-in. You share the objectives and the inputs, and then you organize how you should discuss together. You get into a conclusion, you make a decision, and then you check out. Observe the engagement, and when a discussion derails, react and get it back for the focus and the objectives of the meeting. You should also reflect on how are you creating a safe space. People won't open unless they feel safe, respected, and accepted by who they are. So make it clear from the beginning. There are no good or bad perspectives. Embrace the mindset of approving or improving. And your facilitation should always think and move towards the objectives. You need to have a clear idea of what is the concrete result. So it might be a decision, a plan, a list of ideas to test, or a sharing understanding about the topic from the meeting. And this result shouldn't just end at the meeting, it has to be shared. Not only sharing, but ensuring proper follow-up is also your task. The meeting is effective when it creates an impact concerning the original goal. Always ask for feedback. So, were the meeting's objectives and the agenda clear? Did this meeting result in value for the business? Did we have the right people in the room? It was easy for you to contribute? And what would you change? So if we think about the meeting's basic, you should schedule and provide relevant information beforehand. You should prepare the agenda, set a time limit and time box the activities. Start and finish on time, it's very important. Make sure everyone has the tech tools needed installed up front and lead the meeting, stick to the agenda and the timeline, and assign deliverables and deadline. This process should be documented and shared at the end. Here are some tips and tricks about facilitation. You should always ensure share of voice, so a tip is to speak in rounds. Invite people to present themselves with checking questions to open the process. Observe the overall feeling and propose activities accordingly, like energizers if the energy is low. Align on decisions and next actionable steps. It's good to have the screen sharing and write them down while everyone's watching. Close the session with a checkout and create a meeting report. You might have asked someone to document and then share with everyone. I'd like to share a bit more about check-in. Check-in is the simple way of opening a process and the checkout a simple way of closing the process in a collaborative way. The most important benefit of check-in is to allow everyone to show up and to be seen at the meeting. You can have different check-in questions. Create your own questions, just like tell me something I don't know about you, what is the last thing you Googled, how are you, and how is your day. The check-in should be fast. one phrase or one word that represents how you're feeling. This gives the space for people to show up and share how they're feeling at the moment. Another tip is related to warm-ups and energizers. They're fun exercises to do as a team to lift the team's energy levels. An online energizer could be find something yellow. And then you invite everyone to, in a very fast period of time, to show in the camera what they have in relation to what you proposed. You can also dance together, run around the house, depends on the level of intimacy that you have with your team. And final one, sketch a neighbor. We can do it when we're working together or remotely. You can choose the next person in the Zoom line from you, and then you sketch them in Miro and then share. So, time to design an engaging remote workshop. You don't know how to do it? I'll help you.